Yeah, hi, this is Dan from Bob's Radio and TV from Oceano, California again, and I'm going to show you a couple more features on the aurora-design FMR1 stereo conversion module. This is a 55 mercury. I've converted to 12 volts, and it's been configured for a two-speaker system. The first thing I'm going to show you is a couple features on this board that are going to save you grief, and it's going to save you a lot of time on possible warranty returns because of user error. The first thing I'm going to do is turn this converted radio on, and you'll notice it didn't come on. Well, look at this. I hooked it up backwards. I know some of you must have had a customer return a radio that they had hooked up backwards. That was instant death on most modern stereos. Now you'll notice we are operating fine. Let's go to FM. Now we're operating fine. Now I'm going to show you one more feature. I'm going to take one of these speaker leads. This happens to be the right channel. And I'm going to turn this radio up. And I'm going to short this speaker lead to the 12 volt supply. The speaker just went out. How many radios can you hook a speaker lead to the 12 volt supply? And one more thing I'm going to show is I'm going to disconnect this antenna so we can see this LED here. I'm going to turn the radio off, and I'm going to turn the radio back on and watch the LED. It just blinked twice, and it blinked twice. That's telling me that the right speaker lead is connected to the 12 volt supply. I'm going to disconnect it, turn the radio back off, and then I'm going to put my wire nut on there and turn the radio back on. And we're going, oh, I'm going to have to plug the antenna back in. And now, you'll notice, right channel, healthy. Didn't hurt the speaker, didn't hurt the amplifier. So those are the features. You can also hook these speakers you can short them together, and it'll blink out a code and not damage an amplifier. It'll just shut the amplifier that's shorted off, and the radio still functions. You can also connect them to ground, and it will do the same thing. The LED will blink out different codes telling you what speaker lead are at fault and what the fault is. So if you have a customer call you back, all you got to tell them to do is either read the manual or tell you what the LED is doing, and that will help them diagnose the radio and not have it be returned. The other beautiful thing is if you go below 9 volts, the LED will start blinking real fast, and that will let you know that they don't have a good power source to the radio. The other indication that is nice on this is you have the low power and the faults, which are fabulous for diagnosis and not having a radio come back needlessly and wasting time. Now I'm going to show you another great feature. This is just, I want to go through this real quick. I've configured the fader as a balance control, and this also has a tone switch, which is using that tone switch feature. There's the volume. Just flip the tone switch to the right. Now I'm toned. Very nice feature. This radio is about as close to original as it was from the factory, except now, of course, we're AM and FM. One other nice feature on the board is the power switch. I have put a micro switch in here. You would normally change bands by turning the radio on and off, so you'd have to turn it on and off real quick, and now we're in AM. Well, then you're pushing the button. So what I've done in here is I've installed a micro switch, and this makes it very nice for switching between AM and FM. Once the radio's on, just tap it. You don't have to push it all the way in, the micro switch. I've got a small micro switch in there that doesn't handle much current, but the board does the switching. We're only switching 200 milliamps through this micro switch. You'll also notice how nice the push buttons respond. There's no fiddling around. Other nice feature, I'm going to go to A, and you also notice when I tune, you hear that hiss, just like an original FM radio. Even though this is digital, it has the feel of an analog radio. Now I'm going to go to AM, and my AM reception in here is terrible because I'm about 18 inches with my antenna, car antenna, to a high output fluorescent light. So you are going to hear quite a bit of noise from the fluorescent lights. However, we'll go to AM, and you'll notice the same thing as you tune through. There's a station, tune out, tune in, tune out, tune in. You've got the noise. It sounds like an analog AM radio, just like it did originally, except now I can tune in stations. Just, that's a,
Rely on
you can tune right in there. Smooth as butter. Don't have to fiddle around. I can turn the radio off. I'm going to leave it off long enough. And you'll notice the station comes right in. You don't have to fiddle with a knob. The radio's off. Comes back in AM. If I turn the radio off, like I really did, it's going to come on in AM, just where it was. Hit it quickly. Now we're back in FM. Turn the radio off in FM and let it, like it's off, turn it back on. It comes back where it was. It stays put. The other thing I've done on this, which is really nice, you can either switch the auxiliary using the power, or you can use it on the tuning dial. And you can be in AM and FM, and to switch the auxiliary, all I need to do is tune to the bottom of the dial. Now we're listening to the Discman here, and I can very easily, there's FM. I have set this push button to the bottom of the dial. That goes to auxiliary that quick.
You'll find our
I can be an AM, bottom of the dial. We're an auxiliary. So those are the few features I just wanted to go over and explain how much grief it's going to save you with the safety protection on being able to short the speakers out or hook this radio up backwards. It's not going to come back with a burn-up board, because that does happen when people get their radios and they don't have their car done and they want to bench test it. So what do? They hook it to a car battery, hook it up backwards. The board's fried. Thing's bulletproof. Thanks again for looking, and again, insist on an Aurora FMR1 board for a conversion of your radio. You will not regret the choice. Thank you for viewing.